Let's be honest, we've all had that moment. You get an email that looks legit, maybe it's from HR or accounts or even your boss. There's a Word document attached and the subject line says urgent. And something in your gut says maybe don't click on that. But curiosity wins. You double click it and before you know it, things go south. Your files are encrypted, a ransom note pops up, your coffee spills and panic sets in. This kind of scenario isn't just a horror story anymore, it's real and it happens every single day. But here's the good news, there's actually a safe way to open risky files without putting your entire computer at risk. It's called Sandboxing, and today we're deep diving into how it works, why it matters, and how it might save your digital life. So first up, what actually is Sandboxing? In cybersecurity, a sandbox is a controlled and isolated environment where potentially dangerous code, apps, or files can actually be opened and run safely without touching your actual operating system, files, or network. It's like creating a digital quarantine room where your suspicious stuff can go wild, but it's fully locked down. The name comes from an idea of a child's sandbox, where a kid can make a mess, build things, knock them down, throw sand around, but everything is contained. They can't ruin the living room because they're confined to a box. The same idea happens here. Instead of taking the risk and opening that sketchy PDF file or clicking that weird link on your real machine, you send it to a sandbox. It runs in a virtual space that mimics a real system but is totally disposable and monitored. And while it runs, cybersecurity tools are watching everything. What file it touches, what registry keys it modifies, whether it reaches out to an external server, and what other processes it spawns. Here's another way to think about this. Running a suspicious file in a sandbox is like watching a cooking show. You're not eating the food, you're just watching what ingredients go in and how it's made. And if they start putting in cyanide instead of cinnamon, you know not to replicate that recipe in your own kitchen. Plus, sandboxes are getting more interactive. They don't just passively record the behavior, they simulate user actions like opening pop-ups and clicking fake OK buttons to coax the malware into revealing itself. With that said, malware today isn't dumb. Hackers are getting more creative these days. They're not just sending random viruses anymore, they're crafting targeted attacks, word macros that only activate when someone scrolls down, JavaScript that delays for minutes, or Trojans that phone home only on Tuesdays. They're hiding in zip files, embedded in legitimate looking apps, or even chained through multi-stage payloads. Traditional antivirus software often relies on known signatures to flag bad files. But what about those brand new, never seen before malware? Or a slightly modified ransomware that changes just enough to avoid detection? That's where sandboxing really shines. By running those files in a safe, simulated environment, you get to see what they actually do. It doesn't matter if it's brand new or old. If it acts and behaves like a malware, the sandbox will catch it. And this proactive approach is a huge shift. It's not about just hoping something gets blocked. It's about watching it, understanding it, and stopping it before it can ever run on your systems. And that's especially important for organizations where speed matters. Finance, healthcare, government, or anyone that manages sensitive data. Think of it as a black box recorder for malware. Even if they don't recognize the file right away, sandboxing gives your team everything they need to investigate it properly and fast. So where do you actually see sandboxing in the real world? Well, it's pretty much used everywhere in enterprise security now, but here are some few examples. The first one is email security platforms. Before a suspicious attachment hits your inbox, it's opened up in a sandbox in the background. If it tries anything sneaky, like enabling macros, downloading a second stage payload, or launching in PowerShell, it gets flagged and quarantined. Secondly, it's used in web gateways. If you're visiting a shady URL, the contents of that page can be sandboxed before it even loads in your browser. Some systems open the website in a virtual browser to detect any malicious JavaScript or any malicious downloads. And the next one is endpoint detection and response. If an unknown executable shows up on a user's laptop, some EDR platforms can automatically send it to a sandbox for analysis before it's even allowed to run. And we also have threat intelligence teams. These are researchers that use the sandboxing to detonate and study the malware samples. They reverse engineer the behavior to create new detection rules, inform security policies, and share indicators of compromise. Also, sandboxing is increasingly integrated with SOAR platforms. That's security orchestration, automation, and response. So the moment a file gets flagged, a whole chain of automated steps can kick off, block the source IP, alert the SOC, update the threat intel feeds, and more. It's no longer just a tool, it's part of an ecosystem that accelerates how quickly teams can detect, understand, and respond to threats in real time. Now let's be real, sandboxing isn't just a magic bullet. Like any security tool, it has its limitations. Advanced malware can detect when it's being watched. Some files won't fully execute unless it detects any mouse movements or keyboard activity. Others check for signs of virtualizations like specific registry keys, file paths, or hardware specs, and shut down if they think they're in a sandbox. There are even time-delayed payloads that sleep for hours to avoid detection. But sandboxing tech is also evolving fast. Modern sandboxes simulate human activity. They can move the mouse, open windows, type in fake keystrokes. Some even have fake network traffic, simulate login behavior, and trick the malware into thinking it's running on a real corporate machine. In fact, some sandbox vendors are now partnering with cloud providers to make these tools more scalable and affordable. So far, we've been only talking about sandboxing, isolating threats, watching them in a safe environment, and learning how they behave. But let me show you how this works in practice. Today's sponsor, ANY.RUN, takes sandboxing to a whole new level. It's an interactive malware analysis platform designed to let you observe live malware behavior right from your browser. Unlike traditional sandboxes that run in the background and spit out a report, ANY.RUN is fully interactive. You can manually interact with the environment, move mouse, click pop-ups, open documents, type into forms, just like an actual user. And that's crucial because most modern malware doesn't reveal itself unless it detects human interaction. It waits for a click, a keystroke, or a system response before executing. ANY.RUN lets you watch the entire behavior unfold in real time. You'll see what files are created, what processes are launched, what registry keys are touched, and where the malware tries to connect. You can even inspect memory dumps, network packets, drop files, and more on the fly. It's trusted by 15,000 security operations centers, DFIR, and incident response teams worldwide because it's fast, intuitive, and incredibly thorough. You can share sandbox analysis and reports with colleagues, embed results into reports, and even compare behaviors across different malware families. It also has a hands-free mode that automates user actions needed to detonate multi-stage attacks and ensure early detections of evasive threats. It integrates easily with other security products like SOAR platforms via API and SDK, making it an effective solution for fast, reliable triage, reducing analyst workload and improving detection rates. Whether you're hunting threats, investigating a phishing payload, or just trying to understand how a file behaves, ANY.RUN gives you insights, not just alerts. Use the link in the description to learn more and explore how this platform can supercharge your threat analysis workflow. So whether you're a global enterprise or a two-person IT shop, you're no longer locked out of this kind of protection. It's finally becoming more available, and that's a big win for security everywhere. Sandboxing is one of those technologies that quietly does a ton of heavy lifting in modern cybersecurity. It's how we learn what malware is doing under the hood, and it's how businesses, big and small, can stay one step ahead of the attackers. If you're not using sandboxing in your security strategy yet, now is a great time to start. Drop a comment down below if you ever seen a sandbox in action, or if there's another cybersecurity concept that you would like me to explain. Anyway, hope you guys found this video helpful. That's it from me. Thanks for watching.